Hello everyone, welcome back my channel.
Love Island USA Week 2 recap. Several surprise recouplings lead to shocking exit and more. Just as the Love Island USA cast was adjusting to its new couples, there were several surprise swaps, and that led to one Islander getting dumped for good. During the Sunday, June 15th episode of The Dating Show, which airs daily with the exception of Wednesdays, Ace Green, Amaya Espinal, Austin Shepard, Shelley Besainth, Sierra Ortega, Hannah Fields, Huda Mustafa, Iris Kendall, Jaylen Brown, Jeremiah Brown, Pepe Garcia, Nick Van Steenberga, Olandria Carthan, Taylor Williams and Charlie Giorgio were in for a surprise when host Ariana Madix announced a recoupling with a twist. Several pairings including Taylor and Olandria, Huda and Jeremiah and Hannah and Charlie, were actively trying to work out their issues when they were told America would be breaking up 3 existing couples to pair new bombshells Pepe, Jaylen and Iris with an Islander. What ensued next could only be described as a group crash out. Islanders fell apart as they watched Jeremiah be coupled up with Iris, Hannah with Pepe and Olandria and Jaylen. Things only got more tense when Ariana told the group that they will all be voting to send one of the just dumped Islanders, Huda, Charlie and Taylor, home. Amaya, to Ace's amusement, started crying and initially refused to cast a vote as if she was casting a ballot in the Hunger Games. Huda seemed emotionally zoned out as both Ace and Nick voted for her to go home because they claimed she wasn't being genuine by closing her and Jeremiah off 1 week into the show. It was ultimately Charlie who was eliminated, after first making a plea to the other contestants as if he was on Big Brother. Hannah, despite several makeout sessions with newcomer Pepe, was distraught. She was even seen sobbing on the bed while holding a photo of her and Charlie. Luckily, this is only the start to week 2 for those watching at home. The Islanders are halfway through their second week in Fiji, but for the sake of timeline, us will be tracking the events based on when they air on Peacock. As the group will grapple with next steps after that shocking elimination, Us Weekly is keeping you up to date with live highlights, so keep scrolling. This week's episode should come with a drinking game. Take a shot every time someone says America. Instead though, the episode picked back up with Jeremiah and Huda still fighting about the pancakes, the recoupling and whether or not they even want to stay together. The rest of the villa was having more fun, either building new connections or judging Huda and Jeremiah. Sometimes both. Austin found himself surprised by Amaya, who he called a breath of fresh air, as Shelley and Ace continued their little flirtation. Olandria was just as giddy, but about Taylor instead of Jaylen. She even admitted she would have left with Taylor if he was dumped 1 episode prior. The next day was a new level of awkward as the Islanders contemplated having to spend another week hearing Huda and Jeremiah complain about each other. Jeremiah wanted to start over with Huda by suggesting they try to be friends, which she didn't take very well. In fact, most of the day was Huda either breaking out into an argument with him or bursting into tears at the sight of Jeremiah and Iris together. And for those keeping track at home, Austin now knows about Huda's daughter, but she doesn't know that he knows. Luckily, Ariana returned to the villa at just the right time to shake things up, and make Austin question whether he could couple up with Ariana. The latest recoupling challenge involved the girls standing behind individual doors and choosing the name of one guy they wanted to have open the door. If the guy who approached their door was their choice, they would be a match. The recoupling started out as expected with Nick and Sierra still together and Pepe and Hannah acknowledging that viewers were right to pair them off together. You're welcome. This is where things took a turn though. Austin ended up choosing Amaya over Shelley, and they are a match. This left Shelley open to coupling up with Ace, who felt the same way. Jaylen was the first Islander left single and vulnerable when Olandria didn't leave the door open for him because she wanted Taylor, who was also on the same page. The final choice then became Jeremiah standing in front of Iris and Huda's doors. In a shocking twist, he went for Iris' door. She left her door open for him, but so did Huda, who had to hear Jeremiah explain why he wanted to start fresh with Iris. The Islanders were then told to choose who they wanted to see stay in the villa, Jaylen or Huda. All of the women, even Iris, chose Huda while a few of the men, Pepe, Nick, Austin and Jeremiah, chose Jaylen. Even Ace opted for Huda, but based on his reaction, it wasn't for her as much as it probably was for the drama.